anyone is actually watching this, I think I failed to recognize beforehand that you need to create an account to use the chat room. But if you don't want to do that, I am also on Twitter, so you can just ask things to Tom Frankly, and I've got it up on this other monitor here. I'm multitasking like I shouldn't be. Anyway, next run! This time we will do it. Rico Rodriguez, Time Lord and God of the Universe, can drive a truck down a mountain without blowing it up. And there we go. Alright. First section. Good to go. We'll just drive nilly-willy into this town. Uh-oh. Cars are like cats. Always land on their feet. Or wheels. It's actually not true. But luckily in this case it was. Alright. If you know the map on this game as well as I do, and you shouldn't, then you will know that there is a small, narrow little path over here that if you are super skilled, you can basically drive it down the mountain without blowing yourself up. The only problem is it is very hard to do. So let's give it a shot. Thomas Frank's bro. Who's your favorite little brother in the whole family? Pay attention to me. I love you. Favorite little brother. Out of Brian, Ronnie, or Ginger. Ginger's my bro. Just kidding, bro. You're my favorite bro. Bro. I love how your username is Thomas Frank's bro. It's like the most one-off, single-use username. Yeah, well, accidentally is it's a term that some might like to use. Shit. We almost made it, but almost is also a relative term. We were still about 100 feet. Get some perspective, why don't we? And this thing's gonna blow up very soon, so I'm going to bail. Nope, too late. Oh well. Alright. Where's the truck? There you are. Perfect. No preparation! I don't think this is going to turn out well at all. Can't move! Do you mean the one yesterday? That actually was pretty awesome. I'm going to take these earphones. I'm like streaming on my MacBook. So there's a delay between when I actually say something and when I actually hear it. It's kind of weird. Turning it down helps though. I went to Des Moines because it was TEDx Des Moines. How about that shit? And like all TEDx's, I learned some cool ideas from some cool people who stood on the stage and sweatily spoke into a microphone. So it's interesting actually. One guy was talking about the shortages of materials that go into manufacturing things, and apparently the iPhone uses 2/3 of the non-radioactive elements on the periodic table. So if even one of those is Alright, Mr. 4K. Did I do research in college? That is a relative question. I did plenty of research for my own projects, so if I had to write a blog post, yes, but I think you're probably asking that I do research for a professor. No, I did not. So that's an interesting question. I guess the question of should you do research or not. I think it really depends on your major, because research can help to build up a relationship with a professor, which is great, but can also be soul-sucking and time-consuming and often not paid. So I guess it probably depends on your major and those. Welcome to Serious College Advice Hour. I am hurtling down a mountain in a flaming carcass of a car. Not anymore. Alright. Well, as I said before, physics are simply toys to be played with and put away at your leisure. Especially when your parachute has a jetpack. Is there a way to turn the sound down? Maybe. Hang on a second. I'm gonna turn the gain up. Yes, there actually is. I don't even know why I thought of this, because I'm probably a dingus. Alright. There we go. Computer engineering. Dude, I lived in a hallway full of computer engineers my first year. I weaseled my way into a learning community of them, and not one did any like research projects for professors. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Several of them have switched over to MIS because I am like a virus. But several graduated and they got jobs and they're good to go. I think it's just like it's important to do projects and get internships. So, you know, as a computer engineer, it's kind of like a no-brainer to like build your own website or start like learning a coding language on your own, build an app. My friend Joel is in the other room. He's just spends most of his time programming and learning different languages, and he is going to have no trouble getting a job when he graduates. I'm pretty sure his internship company is going to hire him full-time. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's up to you, but I don't think you need to do a research project with a professor. You can easily talk to professors and, I mean, volunteer for one-off projects and save your schedule. I feel like my frame rate is kind of shitty right now. Oh well. Bro, is the sound better? Actually, my speaker's totally off, so... oops. No problem, sir. Just hit my car into this palm tree. Perfect! Great. This is the first time I ever streamed anything before. And before anyone asks, no, I will not stream Outlast. That is the spookiest game I have ever seen in my life. I barely even watched 2 seconds of it. So far, so good. Well, we're not dead. Or at least the car's not dead. I can't die. I'm like the architect in the Matrix, I guess. Alright. Alright. Nope, 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 nope. Can do it. Not dead yet. Ah! Alright, balls out. And we are not blown up yet. But it's not looking good. Yeah, yeah. I really need to hack the weather in this game because I don't like night. It's over here. Hello, plane.
We have a visual.
I made it now. You need to turn. Alright, bro. Turned up the gain because I figured the explosion was too loud, and then realized I could turn the volume of the game down, and summarily forgot all about the mic. I'm gonna get a dynamic mic, actually, in a few days or weeks, or whenever I can convince myself to press the purchase button on Amazon. They're out of pop filters, and they say they're not gonna be back in stock for 3 months, so that's a conundrum. A good captain always goes down with his ship. Lane. Whatever. And I will be a good captain. So what are you up to now that you're graduated ETC question mark? It's a good question, sir. Streaming Just Cause 2 and answering questions. That is now my full-time job. I'm just kidding. Oh, College Info Geek is still going pretty strong. So, basically running that all day, every day. The past week had been taken up with the blogging tutorial because everyone was like, how do I start a blog? And I'm like, I'm going to write the best guide possible. So it's basically a book. What is that marker there for? I must have put that earlier. And now that that's done, the next project on the to-do list is to redesign the blog because it is not responsive and it looks like crap on phones. So I need to teach myself how to make responsive CSS that doesn't break itself. And so far, efforts have been unsuccessful, but I am not giving up. And Martin got Polyglot over to a responsive. Bootstrap it. You mean like Twitter Bootstrap? See, there are actually a lot of WordPress themes that are on Twitter Bootstrap, but I'm using a framework called Volatile, which is built by my friend Sean, and it works really well. It's just that I have 350 articles and a crap ton of custom CSS and just 3 years of accumulated stuff. Why is this? Okay. So it's going to take a while to get it all transferred over. Whereas Martin only had 7 articles on Polyglot, so he was able to get it done in like 2 days. And I'm very jealous. But it will be worth it. Other than that, consistently studying Japanese every day, unlike last year, which is good. Nihongo wa sugoi desu. Put my phone in Japanese the other day, and surprisingly I can use it. And even more surprisingly, Siri understands my Japanese and responds. Sometimes not super positively. Kind of breaking my promise here because I'm not driving down mountains right now. But this is entertaining. Machine gun sniper rifle.
All units report to location.
We'll just bring out the big guns now. Give a few tips for choosing a major without having any backgrounds. So, I'm guessing that means like you're a freshman and you don't have much experience. It really depends on what you're interested in. And you will hear two schools of thought in this. You'll hear the people who think with their hearts, who will just say, follow your passion and do whatever you love without any thought towards what the audience of their words may actually love. It could be cataloging Toe Jam. It could be watching anime all day, as some of my friends do. And on the other hand, you have the people who say, find something marketable. Something that you will be able to get a job in easily. And I think the sweet spot is going to be determined by your level of ability to work on your own and to like do self-directed work and side projects. If you are the kind of person who will go out and learn something and you can find a marketable skill to teach yourself, then you can major in English or theater or something more soft that'll give you good communication skills, or some skill set that would, what the heck is it? Some skill set that would basically complement any sort of specific skills. But if you prefer classroom learning, and I know a lot of people are like this, you prefer the directed kind of curriculum approach, then try to find a major that interests you but that you know will be marketable. So like MIS is a great one. There are more MIS jobs than there are candidates, and it's because it's a very versatile field, and because candidates know business and they also know tech, so they're adaptable. I majored in it. I've gotten about 9 of my friends now to transfer over to it, so I'm probably a little biased when it comes to that one. I mean, ultimately it's up to you. And if you are a freshman, the nice thing is you usually have some time, you know, not a million years or 2 full years of goofing around, but you've got some time to take some gen eds, get your butt into some clubs, and do some things to learn what you like and what you don't like. And I would highly recommend trying to find an internship or some sort of meaningful job right after freshman year, because that will, it's all part of the experience of learning what you like and what you don't like and what you're good at. When I was a freshman, I wanted to be a systems administrator. I wanted to basically be the bastard operator from hell, sit in the basement, have 10 monitors, and deal with networking and all that stuff. And then I went and did it for a semester, summer, and found out I hated it. So, good experience, even though I didn't like it. What am I doing in here? Alright, skydive into this circular thing. We're gonna find a vehicle. I hope it's a good one. Stop, evildoer! Evildoer here.
Get away from here! Get away from here!
Yeah, sure. Okay, so MIS stands for Management Information Systems. In some universities, it'll be IS, Information Systems, Information Systems Management, whatever. You probably are smart enough to figure out the acronyms. But essentially, it's kind of a wide major, but it's kind of the intersection between majors like computer engineering and computer science and software engineering, and businessy majors like management and marketing. So you basically get a good business education. At Iowa State, I went through the whole gamut: marketing, management, supply chain and logistics, accounting, all that. And then I also learned how to build databases, how to code, how to do management of tech projects. And it gives you this unique skill set because you know the language of business, you know how business works, but you also have a tech background, so you can go between the business people who don't know anything about tech or anything about programming, and then you can connect them to the programmers who don't know anything about business and just want to tinker and build all day. And when I made a site all about the MIS major for a project in the class once, and I kind of outlined 4 different job areas that I was told by my the MIS major can go into. You can go into development, so you could be a programmer, you know enough coding. You could be, and then obviously there's the management track, so you could be the manager of coders, which you would probably start out as a coder first. You could be like a infrastructure dude, so networking, database administration, support. If you like to tinker with computer systems, it's a great major. You can do business analysis. Oh, okay. I will turn the sound down real quick. Business analysts are probably the most common MIS majors that I've seen. And these are basically the go-between people, the people who are the glue between the regular business people and the techies. And a lot of project management fits into there. So if you're into managing projects and dipping your hands into lots of different areas, that's a good place. And then the QA, quality assurance, testing, a lot of MIS majors do that kind of stuff. Those are kind of the 4 main areas that I was told about and identified. Or you can major in MIS and use the tech skills and solution finding abilities to go off and start your own business like I did. And I think working in MIS and the associated working in tech support for my first few years, actually year and a half, basically gave me this mindset to find solutions to whatever problem I had, even if somebody wasn't there to help me. And that was incredibly helpful to building my business, because obviously when you're running a blog built on a lot of technical platforms, you will want to build new things and you will not know how to do it. So it was very a useful mindset to cultivate. Yeah. Airplane! Airplane! Get over here. I've often called it the computer engineering for those who don't like math and physics. And it's funny because I like math and physics now, at least the concepts of them. And as a freshman, I was just like, no more math, no more physics. Calculus was too hard. So I went into business. I may have actually gone into computer engineering had I had that aptitude, desire to do math and physics. But it is what it is. Alright. I have my modded airplane with 8 rockets and 16 machine gun turrets. We can do a world of good. Join me, Spider-Man. Think of all we can do. We can destroy. Yeah, that's cool. If you don't have any interest in business, then definitely don't force yourself to sit through a bunch of accounting, finance, logistics classes. I do recommend it. I think it's good for anyone really who has the drive to do it to read the Personal MBA, because it is basically a 300 or 400 page just complete overview of how business works. And even if you have no interest in business, I think it's useful to be able to like have that perspective and to show an employer, hey, I actually know how business works. The Personal MBA, not like National Basketball Association, Masters of Business Administration. It's by a guy named Josh Kaufman. You get that, and even if you perused a couple chapters, you would just have an overview of some concepts that would be very useful if you come into an interview. Like, I'm a programmer, but I know the types of value creation, and I know what customers want, and I know what an MVP is, an minimum viable product. Just name dropping a few of those terms is automatically going to impress someone, because they're going to be like, okay, this is a developer who at least has an inkling of what the goals are for the business. That's very good. I recommend it. I recommend a lot of books though. I try to read a lot of books. Alright, I'm going to try something that didn't work earlier. I'm not going to do it with this plane. You can actually tether things in this game to other things. And this will result in horrible mishaps of gravity. No. I said I didn't go into computer engineering because it has a lot of math and physics. Engineering of all types, the introductory freshman courses are going to be like chemistry, physics, Calc 1 and 2, I think Calc 3, differential equations, linear algebra maybe? I don't know. It'll be at least 4 math classes if you haven't done Calc 1, and then some advanced physics. So, yep. Yeah, Mr. 4K knows the deal here. I remember all my friends, we would get to the den to study, and I'd have my accounting homework, and it'd be done in 20 minutes, and they'd be sitting there with Diffie-Q or chemistry just hours later. Okay. There's my Jeep. And soon the centrifugal, I think it's your engineer can elaborate. Whatever force it is, it's going to pull me down. I need to get some altitude. So I guess it depends on what you want to do, because like obviously I was an MIS major. I didn't major in computer engineering. I didn't major in software engineering. But I code probably once or twice a week. And because I want to build new features for College Info Geek, so I taught myself PHP. I actually got a job at the web development office on campus when I was a sophomore, like all programming all day long. So I mean, if that's your interest, you don't have to learn that, but it's definitely useful if you feel like you are wanting to be a straight up developer, because core computer science concepts are based on a solid understanding of math. And you will learn this when your teacher asks you to write a sort algorithm. It's useful to know some math. So I guess the best way is, I mean, have you taken Calc or not, like Calc 1? Because if you can just power through the math classes through the first couple of years and just get some of those concepts internalized, you don't have to be perfect at it, and then practice coding, then you probably would have a pretty good chance of achieving goals without being too much of a math geek. But like I said, there are plenty of people who are doing things in computer and software who never majored in that and are all self-taught. You go on Hacker News and they'll be like, math is useful, definitely do it. If you try and you can't do it, don't let that stop you from programming and pursuing that area. Share any insight on making professional connections aside from college or computers? So yes, I could. And it's funny because I craft my content to try to appeal to the wider college audience. And maybe I'm wrong here, but I guess I would assume that most students want to connect with recruiters and they're trying to get a job and they don't want to spend too much time thinking about this stuff. So I say recruiters, but really my view on networking is make friends and make friends with people who are doing interesting things. So if you find someone who's doing something interesting, they have a cool blog, or they're doing a startup, or just somebody, strike up a conversation, set up an informational interview if they work for a company, to say, hey, I'm really interested in what you do. Maybe I could buy you some coffee sometime and talk about it because I'm interested in getting into the industry. People love to talk about themselves, especially if you're flattering about it. I am underwater. So, hit them up on Twitter. I think Twitter is the best social network to be on because it is like the cocktail party. You can reach out to anyone and talk to anyone without it being weird. If I randomly message someone on Facebook, they're going to be like, how do you know me? How do I know you? And I mean, there are like celebrity people on Facebook who have the subscribe button instead of the friend button, or both, including me, who don't find it weird. But for the most part, people treat Facebook like a friend-only social network, so you kind of have to have an in before you hit someone up on Facebook. But Twitter is cool because you can just at name, yo, this thing that you did is awesome, and then from there you can follow them, they might follow you, strike up a conversation, then send them an email, and just be like, just become a fan, really. This is a post I'm going to write probably this week, this kind of like fan first mentality, because I struggle with connecting with people if I don't feel that I'm ready, and I'll often like hold off to reach out to someone before I've done something. I'm like, oh, this person's really well known in psychology, so I need to write a cool article on psychology before I even reach out to them, otherwise they won't think I'm legit. And what I've realized is that doesn't actually make sense, because people like to be praised for their own work and they like to have fans. And if you reach out to someone first as a fan and you just follow them and praise and cheer them on and just come from that friend first mentality, then later on, as you do some work in that field, or as you add things to your portfolio and learn more, they will see you grow. And since they already know you and you're already cool with them, they're gonna want to help you along with that, instead of you just coming out of the blue and saying, hey, I'm good at this too, we should mutually help each other, which is code for I want to use you. So Yeah. You know, I like this format. This is a good format, because I think if we were all just chilling on Google Hangouts, I guess that could be fun. But when we run out of things to talk about here, I can just pull out my rocket launcher and blow things up. It's really not fun to get blown up, but it's fun to watch these things fly through the air. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, go to conferences. So, Mr. 4K earlier, I think it was my brother. I think it was my brother actually. He was asking about the conference I went to this weekend, which is TEDx Des Moines. And TEDx Des Moines is not a blogging convention, is not a professional networking thing that I went to specifically for work, but it is an interesting gathering of people, all of whom are interested in improving their lives and doing better work. So it naturally brings those people together. And if you're at an event like that, then you have the opportunity to meet those people, and cool things can happen. So if your school puts on a TEDx or an Ignite, I know Ames does Ignite Ames, which is kind of like a mini TED, sort of, where they have the lightning presentations where you have 20 slides auto advance and you can only have 5 minutes to talk. Those are awesome. I've spoken at one of those, and it's a lot of fun to do the presentations, but it's even more fun to just meet all the people there, because usually they're people who want to make things happen. We're going to do some no-fly. I used to have a mod that could give me any car and vehicle at any point, and I must have broken it because right now I can only get agency vehicles, and it's really annoying because I want to get my modded sports car and drive it down the big mountains over here in the snow area, and I can't do it. I only get them in the city. The hotel stands for love. This one as well. We can get into the Roxbury. Yes. Let's see if I can blow myself into the building, which I should not be able to get into. Nope, I am just on top. Okay. Let's go get a car. I love sushi. Dude, that's totally cool. It's really interesting because the first time I went to Japan, I didn't have sushi at all. We had okonomiyaki and sashimi, or not sashimi, yakiniku, which is like, you go to a restaurant and they give you a plate of uncooked meat, and there's a grill on the table, in the middle of the table, and they turn it on, and you cook the meat yourself. And this would not work in America because people would be like, check this out, and put their hand on the grill or some stupid stuff like that. But it works in Japan because people are smart. So they give you like the best meat ever. That is totally besides the point. I generally like sushi with the crunchy stuff in it. So, and usually like spicy salmon is my favorite kind. But every sushi I've tried, I've liked. And it's interesting, in Japan they have something called kaiten sushi, which is conveyor belt sushi. And we don't get too much of that here in America. And it's not really your typical California roll, seaweed roll sushi. It's basically just a little slice of raw fish on top of a ball of rice. And you can get it for like $1.50 per plate, which I guess you get, 2 to 4 pieces. So it's cool. In Japan, you can go stuff your face on sushi for $6 or $7. Whereas here in the country of Uncle Sam, I usually end up paying $15 for my sushi at least. It's kind of sad. And I pay for the girl as well. So, sushi is usually about a $35 meal here in America. I cannot wait to go back to Japan and get some cheap sushi. It's still good. In Japan, mackerel is the best. So if you go there, get mackerel sushi. There's the car I want. There's my chippy. Aha! Super modded sports car. We're on off the road. Nope. Landed. I believe that would be labeled sketchy. Alright. There's another one. Give me the car. What is your favorite kind of sushi? I don't know if it was a mutual topic of interest or just a random question. Because I would love a recommendation if there's something I haven't tried. I tried sushi with mango on top, and that's wonderful. And then really spicy sushi, which can be wonderful, but can also be horrifying. Nailed it. I wish I had sunglasses to put on. Maybe I do. That salmon though. What's up with though? Though makes me feel old. I got fined the other day and everyone's like, what up though? What up? What up? What up? Conversely. Oh, okay. That's okay. I don't know any of the names. I know the word sushi. It's a good one. And then kaiten sushi, which is conveyor belt sushi. What up, though? And then there's sashimi, which is just the fish. All right, Aaron. Someday we will go to Japan and we will learn the names of sushi together. I will probably learn the names of sushi before then because I'm studying Japanese. BT Dubs, summer 2015, Japan. For anyone that's graduated or whatever. I guess you go before graduating. I did that. I want people to go. So, invitations out there. It's actually turned out better than I thought it would. I see what you did there. You're a poet, you didn't even know it. This car also can drive on water, as I will now demonstrate. And the interesting thing about this car is it, for some reason, like, winds up energy. So if I hit this land, I think I will, then I should go flying. What up, land? Hello. Oh crap, where'd it go? Where are you, car? Kuruma. There, that's your Japanese lesson for the day. Ah. I will just give myself a boat. That sounds like a plan.
Your service.
And the boat is... There we go.
Try not to break it now. Hell.
This boat is also loaded. And that's not supposed to happen. Need some guys to fight. Turn around, boat. know the word for boat, actually. Kudama is plane, or not plane, car. Only vehicle of the trifecta of planes, trains, and automobiles that I know the word for. Need to add that to my OVA list. Somali pirates will find you.
We have reports of fire, sir. Report to location immediately.
Okay. This is the new format. But I don't have to play the same game every time. So, game suggestions. I have a Steam account with lots of games that I haven't played. So, next question, answer, game session. Suggestions. Will not be Slender. Because in the middle of answering your question, I will pass out and pee my pants.
They told me I could be anything, so I decided to be a blade. Go for takeoff.
Goodbye. The water is so pretty in this game. Maybe not as good as Crisis, but it is done pretty well.
Get down from there!
Should we go to Forbidden Island? Will automatically rain when I go there, but oh well. Tried to mod the game so I can get in here fast enough that this. Oh wow, that's interesting. There's actually like a weird energy field. Am I breaking the sound barrier or something? Always starts storming when you go here. It's weird, and I don't remember doing a mission at this part. Maybe I did. It's been like 2 or 3 years since I played this game, actual story.
Okay, move in. We got him.
It is an anomaly. Ah, screw this. Get a good gun out here. Front door strikes again. Dude, you are right. And I have both those games. Has anyone played Saints Row 4 yet? This is how people die in La La Loopsy Land. Saints Row 4 is like... It's basically Crackdown. Or it's actually more Prototype. Put into Saints Row. And it's pretty fun. But honestly, I think this is a better game. But I can do Saints Row. Maybe actually play through the story because I still haven't beaten that game. And Burnout Paradise is great. I was not a hardcore gamer. Oh, you are smart, sir. Yeah, look at my Steam profile. If you looked at my Steam profile, you would think that I'm a hardcore gamer because I've got like 400 hours in this game. Some of that is from leaving the game on, I will admit. But a lot of it is from playing. I'm not a hardcore gamer in the sense that I play a lot of games because I have trouble keeping interest in a game that like makes me go through missions. I don't know why, but like I get really interested in the concept of the game. I have read probably every PS2 game review there is on GameSpot.com, and if you name an obscure PS2 game, I probably know about it as long as it isn't Japanese only. So, I mean, I guess, like, in terms of game knowledge, yes, I spent a good amount of time playing games. Probably not every day, and I have friends who play way more than I do. But I've got, like, 60 hours in Super Meat Boy, 120 in Grand Theft Auto 4. So I definitely found time to play a lot of games. So let's see here. Homework, side projects, and internet. You have no time. Okay. When I was at TEDx yesterday, great quote I heard. Basically, like, 2 keys to success. An idea and not quite enough time. And the not quite enough time thing applies to everything. Because if you give yourself a certain amount of time to do something, aka all day to do homework assignment X and Y, then you will take all day to do homework assignment X and Y. Whereas if you are like me and you naturally wait until the morning it's due, and you only have half an hour to do the homework assignment, you get it done anyway. So I guess for me it was like lack of motivation sometimes to not do work, which is why I would play this game or go on Reddit, and then I'd wake up super early the next morning and do my homework. I don't know. Time management is a tricky beast. I've experimented with scheduling out specific homework time, and that actually worked for a while. So you could try that out. Try Stay Focused, the Chrome extension, to block Reddit, because Reddit's a horrible, evil time suck. And even though Reddit is basically my only source of news in the world, I have to stay off of it for most of the time, because I can waste countless hours on it. Nothing to show. Yeah, I'm definitely very interested in video games. And most games I don't play, I end up watching my friends play. The thing I don't do, though, is watch TV shows. And I think that's a big one, because everyone's like, did you catch new episodes of Breaking Bad? Nope, I didn't. I will be plopped in front of the tube at the moment Korra Season 2 comes out, and the moment Sherlock Season 3 comes out. You will not be able to pry me away from TV. But other than that, I'm slowly making my way through House of Cards on Netflix, but I don't really watch any continuously airing TV shows at all. So whatever hour or 2 hours that most people spend a week or even more watching that TV, I'm generally working on my blog. Or in college, I was working on homework. Another thing about the MIS major, it's not that work intensive. My girlfriend's a graphic designer, and she has a lot of homework to do. She'll come home and I have to do 30 sketches tonight, whereas I'd have to write a program or sketch a UML diagram, and once you kind of have that down, it's not too hard. They really don't force you to go and do a ton of work as long as you get the concepts down. So, MIS major. It's the perfect trifecta of good education, not too much work, and lots of jobs. Which is why I recommend it for people who literally don't know what they want to do. Because people who literally don't know what they want to do often go into business anyway. And if you're going to go into business with no idea of what you want to do, then MIS is a pretty good one to go into, because it gives you a solid skill set. Rather than something like marketing or management, where you don't really learn anything solid. It's a very generalist major. Management is. And who is going to hire you to be a manager right after college when you have no experience doing the job of those you'll be managing? The answer is Starbucks and McDonald's. That's about it. So here I am again, singing the praises of my major. Very biased, I will admit it. Burnout Paradise is seeming like a good one for next time. That game's great. I haven't played it in a long time. But I did play Burnout Revenge recently. My friend just got out of the Marines, and I think his like tour of duty was cruising around the world, basically. I don't know what the Navy does, but instead of deploying him to any weird Somalian pirate raid or I don't whatever our government wants people to fight about. They just got on a carrier and cruised around the world. Maybe it's a peacekeeping thing or international dick measuring contest, kind of like Teddy Roosevelt did. Manifest Destiny or whatever he I don't remember the name of that initiative. But long story short, goes around the world. Facebook picture is now him with a monkey on his head in Taiwan. But now he's back. And high school nostalgia time, so Burnout Revenge it is. And I've forgotten just how ridiculously fast that game is. It is almost impossible to see what you're doing. So peaceful. Not anymore though. %, complete. All right, my work here is done. I want a plane. Not just any plane. I want a good plane. You can tell from all the check marks that I have put a lot of hours into this game, and it has not contributed anything to my life. But at one point I tried to 100% the game, and that means going to every location, collecting every item, destroying everything, and then there are also items hidden in the oceans and stuff. And I had like this plugin for the game that would take in my save file and then display the location of every single item. And then all of these are still new settlements that I have not yet discovered these yellow blips. So 50% completion is what approximately 200 hours of gameplay will get you. This game is a horrible time suck, but at least it's not WoW. I suppose, if I am completely honest with myself, I am a hardcore gamer when it comes to this horribly addicting game. Puzzle and Dragons is just my my Pokemon substitute. I put way too many hours into that, and way too many in-app purchases. Shouldn't have actually shown me the thing. Don't buy it, or don't play it. It's free. It's worse than Candy Crush, and by worse I mean it's much better. Hello, desert. Your lack of water doesn't scare me. As Khan would say, your crew requires oxygen to survive, mine does not. I will target your life support systems and then step over the bodies of your fallen comrades to retrieve my people. Now shall we begin? I haven't seen any airplanes. This is... I was stuck in the ground. Now we scout. Okay, I see nothing. We'll have to go to an airfield. It's our only option. Plane. There's a plane, it's always here. I mean, there's those ones, but those are kind of boring, but I've used them. There's always one taking off, and I can pull the dude out of it. Ah! And now we see if we can get them to run away without getting shot with the overpowered shotguns. Perfect.
Resume mistakes.
Okay. You gotta remind me, what were the mistakes? There was not listing your URL at the top, which would indicate you don't have a website at all. Not tailoring. So just having a general, all-purpose resume that you think is good enough, which is not. Okay. Was there one in design? Because I think I came up with more than 5, but there were some where I didn't have enough like content to create like a full segment, so I left them out. That's some soft skills, okay. And I probably said don't list Microsoft Word and Office because you should know those and it should be like breathing. If I didn't mention design, then consider design mentioned. Because a lot of people send me their resume and oh yeah, following all the rules. That's a little suggestive. I did write that, didn't I? Is that it? That's only 4. Right? I'm kind of 4 here. Blind disclaimer, I'll read. Fire missile. I think the biggest resume mistake would be relying too heavily on your resume. Don't follow resume rules. Here's my list of resume rules. I really think that relying too heavily on your resume is the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake of all is just following all the rules in general of all the career advice and not doing anything out of the ordinary. Humans are not computers. They don't generally like to run through a list of checks and balances to see if you are 100% compliant with Resume Bot 5000 Rulemaker Congress Edition. So I mean, if you have something struggling with this, okay. See, that is a common problem because a lot of the jobs that we do, especially early in life, don't really have like specific accomplishments to be measured. I mean, if you work at, for example, the Target food court that I worked in high school, what exactly can you list as an accomplishment? I refilled the drink syrup thing. I promptly responded to a baby that spilled his icy on the floor. I mean, we get those early jobs and we do what we're told. So, I mean, I've always said, list accomplishments if you can. Which I think that's like another reason why it's important to go above and beyond at your job and see if there are extra projects you can take on if you have the time. Definitely do those. When I was interning at Principal, I think it would have been hard to list my accomplishments had I just did what I was expected to do, because my job was basically going into the firewall and making tweaks based on orders that would come into a job board. So block this website, unblock that website, patch up this server's access to a certain port. And if I had just done that all day, it'd be pretty hard to be like, I accomplished 47 websites blocked in the firewall, and I submitted 400 TPS reports to 12 different bosses. But luckily, I took extra projects when I was there. There was one project where they asked me to come up with a basic financial plan for a new initiative, and they were like, do you know anything about creating financial plans? And I was like, nope, but I have Google, and if you're busy, I'll do it. So I created like this Excel financial plan. I can list that as an accomplishment. And then there was another one where one of my coworkers had to had to basically go into this IP listing software and change the same settings with the same information on 500 different servers. But the problem was you could only do it one server at a time, and it would take about a minute for the page to load. So he pawned it off on the intern, which is me, and he's like, basically, you're going to be clicking and doing the same thing for 8 or 9 or 10 hours. Have fun. And I said, no, I'm not going to. I didn't say this to him, but I thought to myself, heck no, I'm not going to do this. So I found a program that lets you program your screen to do, like, program your mouse to do things based on screenshots. And then I wrote some basic Python logic and created a script that did the entire thing by itself. And I watched Netflix all day. And then I went and told my boss that I did that, and he was actually impressed. So, taking extra projects, you know, random things, maybe they don't sound fun, but they can result in something that you would not have done under your normal which qualifies as a specific accomplishment. Also, if you save the company money, that is an accomplishment. Uh-oh. I may have broken the game. But yeah, no, if you save the company money, you list that. The last part-time job I had, which was hopefully my last job, I was the computer, like the web designer, but I basically said that I would be the computer expert. And they had students going through and doing these formatting jobs and these research documents on Word, and it would take about 3 hours per document. They had 80 documents. It's 240 hours of work. And I created a series of Word macros and bound it up in an AutoHotkey script, and took about 2 hours to code it. And it just ran through all these research documents, and it took about a minute for each one. So I saved the company probably $1,200 of work in man hours. So, you know, that's definitely on the resume. So if you can find something to quantify, that's an accomplishment. And also, if your boss likes you, just ask him, you know, is there anything that's especially stuck out to you that I've done that you would think would qualify as a specific accomplishment? And if they like you and you are cultivating a good relationship with your boss, they'll be happy to tell you. Okay, I have crashed this game. Have I crashed this game? Ooh, maybe not. Okay, which file do I want to do? 63 hours, 54 minutes. I don't even remember. We're going to go with this one. Let's see if it actually loads. Was that answer too fluffy? I hope not. I am currently floating. Alright, that's better. Hello, rebel soldiers. Aha! So usually when I get stuck in the ground in this game, which is a product of my own modding, so it is my own fault, when I get stuck in the ground, usually it just crashes on me and I have to start over. But luckily this time it didn't. Gotta go fast! Ooh. This is the ultimate modded car. This one makes the other modded car look like a little tuk-tuk. And it's incredibly hard to drive because once you hit go, it just goes. It's like a tap and you get 40 miles an hour. If you hold it for more than a second, it's basically just going to go. I'm not hitting go. Also, you can do this with it. There we go. Ah. It's usually more fun when there are soldiers chasing me in cars and spinning top and making me flying. Interestingly enough, though, this car has the speed and durability modded, but not the weight. So it doesn't really hit as hard as the other one. It's way faster and out of control. The other one was flying across the map. goodbye. Bad car. Come back. Oh, jeez. Well, okay, since the way is not modified, I can... And off we go again.
This is how I get to work every day. Yeah, the commute's not that bad. It's pretty exciting. Not too much traffic.
There is, I destroy it.
That car is on the roof. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Those are tire tracks. ¿Dónde está mi coche? Or alternatively, kuruma wa doko desu ka? Toilet wa doko desu ka means butt is the toilet. You need to take a shit. Alright. I'm going to jetpack off into sunset. And I'm also going to say adwa or whatever that word is. I don't know foreign languages. If any of you have any last minute questions, feel free. The sun is setting much faster than it would in real life. I will catch it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to go make food. And then I will start on the to-do list that I wrote for myself at 11 a.m. this morning, which I did not do. And the reason for that is I really wanted Thai food. I went to get Thai food. Thai food was closed. And I was sad. Are these clouds chasing me, or is it just my imagination? I don't know. I'm getting pretty far away from it. Going out to the edge of the grid. Maybe I'll find Jeff Bridges out here. Maybe I'll find Olivia Wilde out here. I'm not sure who I would prefer to meet out on the edge of the grid. Maybe both. Anyway. And drop. Into the inky blackness until we run out. Don't cry for me, Mother. This is what I wanted. Oh God, I can't even tell where the top of the water is now. Where's the surface? Oh, there it is. Wow, it gets deep out here. There's the moon. That's really cool. Just Cause 2, ladies and gentlemen. Usually $5 when it's on Steam sales. Worth it. Ugh. Wasn't expecting a storm. O2 levels at 46%. And falling. There's a fish. Mobility at 4,900,206 to 1 against and falling. Normality will be restored when Adaptable gets its act together. Thank you for flying the spaceship Heart of Gold. 4, 2. All right, friends. This is where I leave you.